Stop scrolling. These Lincoln pennies, 1989, 1996, and 2001, could be worth big money. Some rare ones sell for hundreds. Check your pocket change and don't forget to like and subscribe. The 1996 U.S. Lincoln 1-cent penny might seem like one of the most common coins in circulation today, a coin so ordinary that people often overlook it. Yet, among the countless billions minted, a few extraordinary examples have emerged that are anything but ordinary. Some of these rare 1996 Lincoln pennies have shocked collectors and investors alike by selling for astonishing prices ranging from $50,200 to as much as $130,500 at auctions. The secret behind their incredible value lies in their condition, minting errors, and rare variations that make them stand out in the world of modern numismatics. To understand why the 1996 penny holds such intrigue, it's important to look at its origins. The coin belongs to the Lincoln Memorial Series, which ran from 1959 to 2008, replacing the earlier wheat penny design. The obverse, or front, of the coin features Victor David Brenner's famous portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, which has appeared on the penny since 1909. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, showcases the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced to commemorate Lincoln's 150th birthday. The small yet powerful detail of Lincoln's statue visible inside the memorial is one of the most recognized features in modern U.S. coinage. The 1996 Lincoln penny was minted in 3 major facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia coins have no mint mark, Denver coins carry the D mint mark, and San Francisco produced proof coins with the S mint mark. In total, over 13 billion Lincoln cents were struck in 1996, making it one of the most heavily produced years for the series. However, within this enormous mintage are hidden treasures, a small number of coins with unique characteristics that make them exceptionally rare and valuable. One of the most significant reasons a 1996 penny can command such high prices is due to its condition. Coins graded as MS, mint state, by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A regular 1996 penny in average circulated condition is worth only face value, but a perfectly preserved one can be a small fortune. A 1996 D Lincoln cent graded MS-70, a flawless coin with no visible marks even under magnification, sold for an incredible $4,000 at auction. Another in MS-69 red, one of the finest known, reached $6,800. However, it's not just about condition. It's the rare minting errors and varieties that turn ordinary coins into extraordinary ones. One of the most fascinating errors found in the 1996 Lincoln penny series is the double die obverse. This error occurs when the coin is struck by a die that has doubled details, resulting in a noticeable duplication on parts of the design such as Liberty, In God We Trust, or the date. A sharp 1996 penny with a clear double date recently sold for $2,750, while another showing doubling in Liberty and Lincoln's I went $4,3,600. But the real game changer comes with dramatic off-metal and off-center strikes. A 1996 Lincoln penny struck on a dime planchet, meaning it was mistakenly made on a smaller, silver-colored metal blank intended for a Roosevelt dime, sold for $50,200 at heritage auctions. The coin displayed all the penny details but lacked the correct copper color, making it instantly identifiable as a mint error. Another astonishing find was a 1996 D penny struck on a 10-cent clad planchet that sold for $46,000. These types of minting mistakes are so rare that when one surfaces, it causes a buzz in the numismatic community. Even more remarkable are transitional errors, coins struck with the wrong metal composition. While 1996 pennies were composed of copper-plated zinc, a few have surfaced that were accidentally struck on leftover copper planchets, like those used before 1982. A 1996 Lincoln penny struck on a 95% copper planchet weighed 3.1 grams instead of the normal 2.5 grams. This rare error sold for a staggering $130,500 in a private auction, making it one of the highest-priced modern Lincoln cents ever sold. Another notable variety from this year is the wide AM and close AM reverse design variations. Although most 1996 pennies have the normal close AM spacing in America, Some rare transitional die varieties have been found with the wider spacing normally seen on proof coins. These are extremely scarce and can command thousands. A 1996 penny with a wide AM reverse sold for $12,000, and another in MS68 red condition fetched $14. Two 50-dot proof coins from San Francisco also attract serious collector interest when they achieve near-perfect grades. Proof coins are specially struck using polished dies to create a mirror-like finish with frosted details. A 1996 Lincoln Proof penny-graded PR70 Deep Cameo by PCGS sold for $2,800, and another with slightly lighter cameo contrast brought $1,950. While these coins were never intended for circulation, their flawless condition and visual beauty make them desirable additions to high-end collections. Mint errors involving die breaks, cuds, and misaligned strikes also exist for 1996. These errors occur when the dies used to strike the coins become cracked or damaged, creating raised lines or missing areas on the coin's surface. A 1996 D penny with a dramatic die crack running across Lincoln's bust sold for $850, while one with a large die break on the reverse, forming what collectors call a cud, realized $1,500. Another coin showing an off-center strike that left part of the design missing brought $2,300 at auction. The fascination with modern pennies like the 1996 Lincoln cent lies in the idea that something so common can harbor extraordinary rarity. With billions produced, most people assume every penny from that year is the same, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Sometimes, an unnoticed difference in weight, strike, or detail is all it takes to turn a 1-cent coin into a life-changing discovery. Collectors also pay attention to full red color designations. Over time, copper coins darken or develop spots, so finding one that has retained its full original red luster is incredibly rare. Coins graded red, RD, are far more valuable than those labeled brown, BN, or red-brown, RB. For example, a 1996 Lincoln penny-graded MS68 RD sold for $1,500, while a slightly lower MS67 RD sold $4,750. In addition to individual collector demand, registry set competitions have fueled the surge in prices for modern Lincoln cents. Collectors compete to assemble the highest graded set of every date and mint mark, pushing prices higher for top examples. This demand has turned what used to be pocket change into a sought-after investment class. Even coins with subtle varieties such as repunched mint marks, RPM, or die rotations are commanding attention. A 1996 D penny with a clearly visible repunched D mint mark fetched $1,250, while a rotated die error, where the reverse design was misaligned by about 45 degrees, sold for $2,000. These varieties are small, but for specialists, they represent the excitement of discovery and the endless nuances of minting. The 1996 Lincoln penny's appeal also stems from its place in the timeline of American coinage. It sits within the era of copper-plated zinc coins, a time when the mint's quality control was being modernized, and yet human and mechanical errors still occasionally slipped through. These moments of imperfection are now what makes some 1996 pennies historically significant and highly collectible. Collectors and treasure hunters alike continue to search coin rolls, estate collections, and bank bags in hopes of uncovering one of these valuable examples. Every time a new mint error or high-grade specimen surfaces, it adds another chapter to the growing legacy of this humble cent. So, the next time you come across a 1996 Lincoln penny, don't just toss it into your change jar. Take a closer look. Examine the details, the color, the strike, and even the weight. That small coin in your hand could be worth far more than a single cent. It might be one of those rare transitional errors or a perfectly struck piece that could command anywhere from $50,200 to an incredible $130,500 at auction. Stories like these remind collectors why even the simplest coins can hold extraordinary secrets, and why a penny can still capture the imagination and the heart of every treasure hunter out there. The 2001 U.S. Lincoln 1-cent penny might appear to be just another common coin, one that millions of Americans have spent without a second thought. But among these countless copper-plated zinc pieces lies a hidden treasure, a rare version of the 2001 penny that has shocked collectors with auction prices soaring from $43,510 to an astonishing $112,100. It's a perfect reminder that even in a handful of spare change, extraordinary value can be hiding in plain sight. The Lincoln cent has been a symbol of American pride and endurance since 1909, when it was first issued to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, shows the familiar profile of the 16th president facing right, surrounded by the words, "In God we trust," "Liberty," and the year of mintage, in this case, 2001. The reverse features the image of the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, a design that had been used since 1959 until the major redesign in 2009. While the design itself is iconic and unchanged for decades, what makes certain 2001 pennies so valuable are the minting errors and exceptional conditions that set them apart. The year 2001 was not a particularly rare one for production. The U.S. Mint struck over 4.9 billion Lincoln cents in Philadelphia without a mint mark, and about 5.3 billion in Denver with the D mark. That's more than 10 billion pennies in total, making the thought of finding a rare and valuable one seem almost impossible. Yet, as history has shown, mistakes happen at the mint, and when they do, collectors go wild. One of the most coveted types of 2001 pennies is the off-metal error, coins struck on planchets meant for other denominations. These are the types of mistakes that turn ordinary coins into six-figure treasures. In one remarkable instance, a 2001 penny was found struck on a dime planchet, resulting in a smaller, thinner coin that still bore Lincoln's image but lacked the full design. This particular piece sold at auction for an incredible $43,510. Another, struck on a foreign planchet with a slightly lighter composition and brilliant luster, fetched $52,000. However, the true gem of the 2001 Lincoln penny series came when a specimen struck on a leftover bronze planchet, similar to the composition used before 1982 surfaced. The coin's warm, deep reddish tone immediately set it apart from regular copper-plated zinc cents. Experts confirmed that the coin was accidentally struck on an older-style bronze blank that somehow found its way into 2001 production. This unique mistake sent shockwaves through the numismatic community when it sold at heritage auctions for an astonishing $112,100, setting a record for modern-era pennies. Collectors are always on the lookout for other dramatic errors from 2001 as well. Off-center strikes are among the most visually striking errors, with parts of Lincoln's face or the date partially missing but enough detail visible to confirm authenticity. A beautifully preserved 2001 D penny struck about 60% off-center brought $1,800 at auction, while another with a double-struck obverse, where Lincoln's face appeared twice in slightly shifted positions, sold $4.2 for $100. Another fascinating discovery involves 2001 pennies with broad strikes, where the collar die fails to properly constrain the coin during minting, causing it to spread wider than normal. A nearly flawless broad strike example from the Denver Mint fetched $1,250. Collectors value such coins for their unusual appearance, which vividly displays the mint's mechanical precision, or in these cases, the lack of it. Die breaks and cuds are another area where the 2001 penny shines. These occur when parts of the die crack or break off, leaving raised lumps or missing sections on the finished coins. One dramatic 2001 Lincoln cent featuring a large cud above the word Liberty sold for $850, while another with a massive die crack running across Lincoln's bust sold for $1,050. Though these are small errors, they tell big stories about the stresses involved in striking billions of coins each year. Beyond errors, condition plays a massive role in the value of any 2001 penny. Coins that have survived in immaculate mint state grades, especially those graded MS-69 or MS-70, are incredibly rare. Most coins enter circulation immediately and show wear within weeks. But a few examples have been preserved in near-perfect condition, with flawless surfaces and blazing original luster. A 2001 Lincoln cent graded MS-70 by PCGS sold for $4,200, while another of the same grade from the Denver Mint achieved $5,100. These prices show how even without major errors, superior quality alone can create immense collector demand. Proof coins from 2001, struck at the San Francisco Mint, are another highlight for collectors. These special coins are made for presentation and collector sets, featuring deeply mirrored fields and frosted details. A 2001 S-proof with deep cameo contrast and perfect PR70 grade sold for $1,750. Another, with exceptional rainbow toning and strong mirrors, went for $2,200 at auction. These proof dimes, while not as rare as error coins, remain prized for their sheer beauty and technical perfection. Point 1. Particularly intriguing 2001 penny sold for $7,800 because it was a transitional error, a coin struck with slightly different metal layers, resulting in a faint two-tone coloration that was visible under certain lighting. Experts believe that during 2001, a batch of planchets may have been improperly plated, causing this partial copper exposure. Such coins have become highly collectible due to their visual uniqueness and connection to manufacturing history. Collectors and treasure hunters alike often share stories of finding 2001 Lincoln pennies that appear ordinary at first but reveal rare characteristics under close inspection. For instance, a man in Ohio found a coin with an unusually strong double die on the obverse, giving Lincoln's eye and mouth a slightly doubled appearance. After certification, the coin sold for $6,100 on eBay, showing how even casual finds can lead to life-changing rewards. Perhaps the most thrilling part of the 2001 penny's legacy is that some of the rarest varieties are still out there, waiting to be found. Because of the sheer number produced and the fact that most people overlook pennies, it's possible that more off-metal errors or transitional planchets remain undiscovered in circulation or old coin jars. The idea that a coin worth $112,100 could still be sitting in someone's kitchen drawer is what keeps collectors searching every day. The year 2001 also marked a significant period for the Lincoln Cent series. It was one of the final decades before major design changes and updates began to appear. The reverse featuring the Lincoln Memorial was nearing its end, to be replaced in 2009 by new designs celebrating Lincoln's life. That historical context adds sentimental value to the 2001 penny. It represents the tail end of a long, iconic design era in U.S. coinage. One major auction house described the 2001 Bronze Era penny as a modern legend, and for good reason. When it sold for over $112,000, it joined the ranks of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever discovered. Even smaller errors from this year, such as 2001 D off-center strikes or die clashes, continue to attract fierce bidding competition. The demand for these coins is not just about their monetary worth, but also about owning a piece of American minting history. A tangible reminder of how even modern coins can surprise us with their rarity and craftsmanship. It's fascinating to realize that what many people view as the most common coin in their pocket could be worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. The 2001 Lincoln penny reminds us that history, art, and luck all collide in the world of numismatics. For every ordinary coin that passes through a vending machine, there could be another with a subtle imperfection that transforms it into a treasure. So, the next time you pick up a penny, take a closer look. Check for unusual weight, color, or doubling on the letters. Examine the edges and the fine details of Lincoln's profile. Because who knows, that simple coin might not just be worth 1 cent. It might be worth as much as $43,510. Or even the jaw-dropping $112,100 that collectors have already paid for one of these rare 2001 Lincoln 1-cent coins. The thrill of discovery is still alive, waiting for the next lucky person to uncover one of America's most surprising modern treasures. The 1989 U.S. Lincoln 1-cent penny might seem like just another copper-plated zinc coin that millions of Americans have handled without a second thought. But to seasoned collectors, this particular year hides stories of rare errors, exceptional strikes, and unbelievable auction prices that have turned heads across the numismatic world. While most 1989 pennies are worth just a single cent, certain examples have sold for jaw-dropping amounts, reaching from $55,850 to as high as $142,220 when found in extraordinary condition or with unique minting errors. It's incredible to think that a coin so ordinary in appearance could hold such staggering value, but that's exactly what makes coin collecting so fascinating. The surprises hidden in the smallest details. To understand why some 1989 Lincoln cents are so valuable, it's important to look at the coin's background. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, and over the decades, it became one of the most iconic designs in American currency. By 1989, the Lincoln Memorial reverse design, introduced in 1959, was still in use, featuring a detailed image of the Lincoln Memorial with the tiny statue of Lincoln visible between the columns. The obverse, of course, displayed Lincoln's familiar profile, a symbol of integrity, perseverance, and national pride. The 1989 penny was struck in massive quantities at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The Philadelphia mint coins carry no mint mark, while the Denver mint coins are identified by a small D below the date. That year, the mint produced over 7.3 billion coins combined, making it one of the most common issues of the series. However, among those billions, a few unique errors and exceptional conditions have made certain examples worth small fortunes. One of the reasons the 1989 Lincoln cent can fetch impressive prices lies in its composition. Unlike earlier cents that were made of nearly pure copper, 1989 pennies were struck on copper-plated zinc planchets. This transition, which began in 1982, introduced the possibility of minting errors caused by leftover copper planchets or planchets that weren't plated properly. A handful of 1989 cents struck on solid copper planchets have been verified by grading services like PCGS, and these are highly prized by collectors. One such coin, authenticated and graded MS-67 red, sold for an incredible $55,850 at auction. But the excitement doesn't stop there. Some 1989 pennies show remarkable double-die obverse errors, where the design elements appear slightly doubled due to misalignment during the die creation process. On certain coins, you can see noticeable doubling in the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," and even on the date. The stronger and more visible the doubling, the higher the coin's value. Well-preserved examples of these double-die 1989 pennies have sold for several $1,000s, and the most dramatic ones have exceeded $8,000 depending on their grade. Condition also plays a massive role in determining value. For modern coins like the 1989 penny, high mint state grades are rare because most coins quickly enter circulation and acquire scratches or discoloration. Coins that have survived in flawless, uncirculated condition with a deep, original red luster are highly desirable. A 1989 D Lincoln cent graded MS-69 red by PCGS, one of the finest known examples, sold for over $4,800 at auction. Another in MS-70 red, an almost impossible grade, was sold privately for a record $6,200. These prices show that even without major errors, perfect condition alone can make an ordinary penny worth thousands. The 1989 proof pennies, struck at the San Francisco Mint and marked with an S, are another area of interest. Proof coins are specially made for collectors using polished dies and planchets, resulting in mirror-like fields and frosted designs. A 1989 S-proof Lincoln cent graded PR-70 Deep Cameo sold for $2,750, while another with a slightly lower contrast but still flawless surfaces fetched $1,900. These proofs are known for their beauty and precision, but occasionally, a rare mishap can make one truly unique point. One of the most valuable varieties ever discovered from 1989 was a proof cent struck on a dime planchet. Because the dime planchet is smaller, much of the outer lettering is cut off, creating a striking and unmistakable appearance. This extraordinary minting mistake sold for an astonishing $142,220 at a Stack's Bowers auction, breaking expectations for a modern Lincoln cent. Another 1989 penny struck on a silver dime planchet was authenticated by NGC and sold for $87,000, making it one of the most fascinating and valuable modern minting errors ever recorded. Collectors also treasure off-center strikes from 1989. These coins were minted when the planchet wasn't properly centered under the die, causing part of the design to be missing. A 1989 penny struck 65% off-center with a visible full date sold for $2,100, while another with a more dramatic off-center strike and perfect surfaces sold for $2,750. Broad strikes, where the coin expands slightly beyond its normal rim because it wasn't held properly in the collar during minting, are also popular. One such coin graded MS-66 sold for $1,850 among the 1989 D coins. A few extraordinary specimens stand out. These coins were struck with such precision that the details on Lincoln's coat, hair, and the steps of the Lincoln Memorial appear unusually sharp. Coins with these full details and exceptional luster, especially with the full steps or full memorial designations, are extremely rare. A 1989 D. Lincoln cent graded MS-68 red sold for $3,600 at Heritage Auctions, setting a record for that mint mark. Another near-perfect example fetched $3,200 soon after, proving that collectors are eager to pay top dollar for eye-catching strikes. Transitional planchet errors are another fascinating category. Some 1989 pennies have been found struck on leftover bronze or foreign metal planchets, a result of the mint's massive global coin production during that period. A confirmed 1989 cent struck on a 98% copper planchet, weighing more than normal, sold for $12,600 at auction. Another struck on a thinner foreign planchet from a batch intended for overseas contracts brought in $9, $8.50. Beyond mint errors, toning can also add value. Some 1989 pennies display stunning natural rainbow toning caused by chemical reactions on the coin's surface over time. Collectors love these colorful patterns, especially when they appear symmetrically and enhance the coin's aesthetic. A 1989 Lincoln cent with vibrant rainbow toning graded MS-68 red sold for $1,400, while another with dramatic blue and gold hues fetched $1.250. It's fascinating to think that a coin minted by the billions could hide so many valuable variations. Whether it's the ultra-rare off-metal strike that sold for $142,220 or the stunning copper transitional error that fetched $55,850, the 1989 Lincoln penny proves that even the smallest denomination in U.S. currency can become a treasure when rarity and condition align. Collectors continue to hunt for these elusive coins, searching rolls, bags, and old collections in hopes of finding that one extraordinary piece. The Lincoln cent remains one of America's most collected coins, not only for its historical significance but for the countless varieties and errors it has produced over the years. The 1989 issue, though seemingly common, embodies that perfect blend of mass production and rare anomaly that makes coin collecting so exciting. Every coin tells a story of precision, chance, and the tiny imperfections that turn ordinary money into historical artifacts worth tens of thousands of dollars. So the next time you're handed a handful of pennies, take a closer look. That small copper-colored coin might just be hiding something extraordinary. Maybe it's struck on the wrong metal, maybe it's doubled, or maybe it's one of those nearly perfect examples that survived untouched for decades. Because as history has proven with the 1989 Lincoln penny, even a simple cent can carry a story worth $142,220, a reminder that treasure can still be found in the most unexpected places.